On this week's episode of YourTV, Olga Chervakova, producer of Olga Media on YourTV San Jose, joins me on the show. She'll be sharing her interesting and candid stories about her immigration experience, as well as giving us some perspectives behind her TV show. That's all next. YourTV starts right now. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to YourTV, a show produced by volunteers and interns along with the assistants of staff at YourTV San Jose. Again, we're joined by Olga Media producer Olga Chervakova, and thank you as always for making time for us. First question I want to ask you is, what was your decision to move from Russia to here?
I never learned English in Russia, only German language, because I thought during Cold War I would not be even possibly moving to America or visiting anytime soon. But just so to happen for PhD I was working on in immunology and microbiology was needed English language. And then I said, okay, Ohio State University or San Jose State University. And that's what made the decision. I look which state is better. And California was the most progressive state. My grandfather, Jose, Iosif, translated into Spanish, and that was kind of sign for me that I should be moving to San Jose, California, capital of Silicon Valley. And Moffett Field had their aeronautic programs, and I wanted to be aerospace cosmonaut.
Oh, that sounds pretty cool. So I want to ask you, what was it like learning the English language when you came here to California, and what challenges did you come across?
Well, it was very difficult. People would ask me, how are you? And I learned to say, good. And I will ask them, how are you? And they would not understand what I would say. That's how difficult it was. And then I took English classes. That was a little bit boring because they were talking how to put sentences. And I thought to myself, well, I would like to know what is this American dream all about, so let me learn about real estate. So I took real estate classes and business law because America, it's all about business. So I came to the class, I saw a teacher, and I didn't understand the word he was saying, except hello in the beginning of the class and goodbye to everyone in the end of the class. That was my first class. Then I took big books at home, and I started to write each and every word from first page, which was about half of the page, and picture was there. And I had 10 pages of words I have to memorize. And then when I memorized those words, I tried to put those words together, and the sentences didn't make any sense. So it was quite difficult. Then, of course, I had a challenge of getting a driver license. So when I was passing my test, the instructor said, pull over. And I couldn't translate that from English to Russian mind. What does it mean, pull over? So I wasn't able to pass my test from the first time. And that was challenging, or was hard to say. Beard, bear, was very difficult to say as well, and have it soften R for me. Eventually I learned, and it's still challenging. I'm still learning my English skills with people I meet, TV shows if I have a chance, or movies I see, and that's helpful. but I have to take that to acknowledgement that as long as I'm willing to learn, I have a progress in my life, my English, my pronunciation, and willingness to be in conversation with other people.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. The main thing is, at least you're trying and you're willing to, do what it takes to, get better at it. As that saying goes, like, practice makes perfect.
Yeah, it was difficult because you try to express yourself and then you don't know. And what was helpful, being a friendly person, because then people would be so patient in California especially that they would try to listen what I have to say, and with my huge Russian pronunciation, which I still have, they would be so understanding and caring to listen my explanations or questions or answers. So that was very nice. So I appreciate the patience of Californians and all Americans who were willing to help me to learn English and still helping.
Share with us some of your best personal and, maybe like candid, humorous stories throughout your journey.
I like that I was able to meet very nice people in my life because I chose to be with non-profit organizations here. It's put me together with very nice people because who has a heart. And that way I was able to really learn from the best of the best people who weren't greedy, who were kind. So that was my best luck from the beginning in America. Then, of course, in Russia, I had an opportunity to be in the school, not the best at first, and then I realized that if I put my mind to it and start working harder and help our school to become better and just bring more students together, then we actually end up in the best school, not only in the city, but in our republic. And that was also nice. As long as you're willing to change and take responsibility for yourself, for your actions, and then help people around you to join you in that responsible ways, we were able to achieve good results from the school and up. Like, for instance, I was good in homework. So I was able to help a lot of students in our school with homework. So that people liked. Students liked me very much for that. And then I was able to organize concerts, different events, and they like that too. So I ended up getting gold medal in Russia. So it was tiny little gold medal for best behavior, which my mom is a teacher and my mother helped me with some homework, but she was too busy helping orphan schools. So I had to really work hard for my gold medal. And that's helped me to go to Moscow State University to be accepted as a student. Of course, I had to pass the test to be sure that I was able to be there and study. I had incentives here in Russia and in America, because in Russia, for instance, if you study very well, I was able to get free education, then I would have living arrangements and even food sometimes free as long as you have excellent grades. So that's helped me to get honorable diploma. And with honorable diploma, you can basically open the doors at many places. So I ended up working with Institute at Academy of Science. And I came back to America again because I wanted to move science. And I liked in America that I was able to work in the labs and do my research, continue my research in STEM and cell biology, because I really love immunology.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it sounds very inspirational, and definitely. By what you mentioned, you can, like, one life can really make a huge and positive impact on your community. I don't mean to put you on the spot here, but I just wanted to kind of ask you, are there like any differences you've noticed between the schools or the education system in Russia versus the education system in America? I'm not sure if you've had a chance to be part of or speak or teach at
Yes,
schools.
I mean, you have here more choices, so you can take wherever you like. I didn't have that leisure, so I had to learn programming language like Fortran. I have to do physical activities, exercise, so I would be good in gymnastics, basketball, volleyball, swimming. I should be knowing physics and chemistry and biology, and then if you want to achieve great results, then I had to work harder. So I took a lot of homework. And being in small school in small town, I had to really work extra curriculum to be able to accepted at Moscow State University, because it's like 1 in a million chance that you would be accepted there. Wow. Here you can choose, because I already knew what I like and what I don't have. So if I wanted to take real estate, it was up to me to take it. As long as I pass the test, then it's good. So that's why I also like that. I think it should be done after you have major practice like math and physics and chemistry, because it's all helpful to really discipline you to learn. And biology, everybody should probably know about their own body, because it's helped them during the life to know what is good and what is not for the body.
Yeah, definitely. Yes, I know it's like you mentioned you didn't have that many choices and back in Moscow, Russia, but I mean, from what it sounds like, it's really, even though you didn't have that many choices, you've definitely become really, really great. And I don't know if I should use the word tough, but it makes you, smarter and tougher. The saying goes, there's a cliche that says or goes as, like knowledge is power, and my family's told me a lot about that. But how would you apply that to like everyday life, regardless of where you are?
Knowledge is really helpful, definitely, because it's help you to understand situation. It's help you to understand what is good, what is wrong. I didn't afraid of do other things, like my mom helped me to learn how to milk cows. So I would be sent during the summer into the villages and appreciate the work of the farmers. So I will know where is the food coming from on the table. I would be able to dig potatoes or cabbages, grow our gardens to help our family to survive through the cold winters. And that's really helpful. So you have to be willing to learn, not only during the school, but lifetime. As being a scientist, that's helpful for me to understand that evolution and learning constantly really helpful in life. Willing to help other people, willing to work hard, and being smart, it's really add up to your successes in life. Right. And of course, I was working here in America 2-3 jobs. And when I started, I wasn't a scientist right away, as I would be in Russia. So I had to wash the dishes, I had to work in the store, make $5 an hour wasn't enough, so I had to work in the restaurants. So I had 2-3 jobs. Even now I take many projects. So I will pay my needs and help my mom, who I brought here eventually as well.
Yeah, definitely. Always great to be busy and productive at the same time. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to, I think you mentioned to me, I'm not sure if you mentioned it or not, but you've traveled to other countries over your lifetime. Tell us about your experiences, like some of the most interesting stories or things you've come across.
I travel in Switzerland, Italy, Hungary, and I travel in some of the cities here in America as well, in Canada. And I still realize that I do love San Jose, capital of Silicon Valley, where a lot of innovation happened, a lot of movements, a lot of very nice, intelligent people live here and surrounding areas. Very hardworking, despite that we can have a lot of stress, a lot of changes in our daily activities. Mm-hmm. We're still willing to accept that. And we have diversity groups here. So we have different ethnical groups and people we have to deal in everyday activities. So it's still helpful for us to be willing to understand, accept them, and learn the best from each other, which is helpful for our communities. Yeah. So because I'm all for better life now, not only in the future.
Yeah, so speaking of diversity, tell us how you've worked with people of various backgrounds, ethnicities, religions, cultural backgrounds, et cetera, et cetera.
I absolutely love it because I grew up in Tatarstan, which is Muslim republic, and I'm a Christian Orthodox, and I was able to accept my religion here in Burlingame. So I was baptized when I already was educated and adult. So that was my choice. I maybe don't go enough to the church, and nevertheless, meeting people, I go to different churches just to see what is that, or temples. What is that all about? Why they do what they do? also with Indian communities, Mexican community, Vietnamese, Chinese communities. They all have the best, or many others we have here. You always have something to learn from. What helping them to achieve in their life. So I was willing to learn that and work with them, and they really were helpful all the time. So I would be invited to many events, to many companies' introductions to their cultural or traditional events as well, and I learned a lot. So, and they knew me that I was willing to do it from the bottom of my heart, which is true. I was willing to learn. I didn't want to open America again. It's already was offering me all of these opportunities, so I just decided to learn and share with other people.
Yeah, so definitely something to be very thankful for, especially here in America. I mean, were there like any times that came across some like some difficulties or challenges while interacting with such these people at all or anything?
No, I think if you're willing to accept their differences, then you would be easily able to communicate. And I would sometimes put myself in the other people's shoes, and that's make it easier for me to tune in into their different perspectives. So I was willing to understand them and learn from them. That's always helpful in any situation. As long as you're willing to change for better, then it's good.
Yeah, definitely change can really help. As we mentioned at the top, change can really make a community that much better. And of course, we're constantly, the population here in San Jose is constantly growing. So, we'll probably definitely have more chances to interact with various people and so on.
Yes, and like let's say financially, for instance, of course it was difficult. I came here with education, but it was hard to find a job because I couldn't speak English. So I had to really work hard in some places which not related to my job. And to survive, I had to accept that I'm starting my life over. And even if I have to wash the dishes, that's what I would do. If I have to clean the floors, that's what I do. And by not afraid of any jobs or projects you take, as long as you're not hurting people but helping them, that's really will, I think, keep you far ahead of the game. Because people will actually help you to be promoted in life. And I always loved people. And yeah, sometimes maybe they hurt or use and abuse you, but that's their nature. Because the winning depends from you. And from the people who surround you, it depends from them if they want to stay with you. So it's their choice. So I cannot control that, but I can control myself and my choices. And as long as you're working to make those choices right, definitely easier in life.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you 100%. And there's only so much, only so much you can control from other people. But yeah, you definitely got to, make decisions that are in your best interest and are going to help you in the positive ways. Let's talk about your show, Olga Media, which airs on different channels here on Create TV San Jose. Tell us about, what was the original concept or idea behind it? And
wow, yeah, it's happened. I didn't even think to be in media. I just always did fundraising events and helping people. And at one of the fundraising events, helping Russian kids, because I was president of Moscow sister county commissions between Moscow and Santa Clara County. And at the time we were helping orphan kids and definitely lots of challenges, so we tried to incorporate programs from Santa Clara County into Russian system. And at the time I did fundraising event and nothing was going right. The food was going to another city, 300 people sitting behind the tables, don't know what's going on. The sound system was not working, the band was not ready, and I had to entertain people at the spot. So they didn't even know what's happening, and I had to be impromptu to kind of help them to be entertained. During that time, people from the radio station was looking for somebody to be in charge of the first Russian live speaking radio ever in California. And it was 92.3 FM, KSGO, which big station, and they offered me a job on the spot. and I thought that the guys joking, but apparently they weren't, because every Saturday night they said, well, you're not drinking, you're not going to the bars, you have about 3 jobs, but can you just kind of, have a couple of hours of the show? And we did 3 hours every Saturday night. I had find some people who helped me as well, and we put it on YouTube channel, a lot of those shows on YouTube channels, because we thought that, wow, how you can miss that? You can be listening to me on the radio, but we wanted to make sure that a lot of people would listen that, and that's what's able to produce the show not only for radio, but YouTube channels, so for more people to see and enjoy us. So people saw something in me that I didn't see, or I was too shy to talk about it. And I absolutely love to be in media. So that's how it was Olga show, and became and grown up into Olga Media for TV channel here at YourTV, for Comcast channel 15 and many others. And that's really interesting. I absolutely love it, because I meet a lot of interesting people, and to share the opportunity, what they have to say. As me, as a scientist, to deliver their messages to people directly, that's with great responsibility, and I absolutely love it.
Yeah, we're talking about KSJO being on the radio, which has kind of like flipped formats over the years, but how, was it kind of a little nerve-wracking knowing that I know you're really meant to have fun on the radio, but did it feel a little, nerve-wracking, or just, a little anxiety, like being on the radio that broadcasts to the entire community on those airwaves?
No, I think I really loved it, and I wanted to be sure that I feel confident at that show, and I prepare everybody to feel confident at my show as well. Knowing that it's live radio, we didn't want to have any seconds spent on silence or be unproductive. So by being myself confident and willing to have the best show, everybody else just kind of tune into that show, and everything was great. We absolutely had nice blasting shows each and every Saturday, and we had line of people trying to be on the show, literally waiting where's their turn to be live on radio. So I had to have like 10, 20 people go through 3 hours of the show, and they would be, none of them I met sometimes, so I have to really be flexible to produce that show. I absolutely love it.
Wow, it's pretty amazing that your show got really popular, and I'm not sure how long you did the radio show, or if you're still doing it as we speak, but
well, it's interesting. It was sold out, and Indian community bought that right now, so perhaps I will be back at the radio show. Just it would be Indian community, not just American or Russian. So it's kind of nice.
Yeah, I've watched some of your clips on your YouTube channel, and it looks like I don't know any of the people, or I haven't ever heard of them, but it sounds like you had some really interesting guests, including musical guests, on your show. So.
Yeah.
But I did want to get to the question about, like, what do you most enjoy producing about your, Olga Media TV show?
I like that now in America I have a chance to meet the best of the people. I'm talking about Mayor of San Jose, or Supervisor of Santa Clara County, Dave Cortese, or Mayor of San Jose, Sam Liccardo. Or we're talking about CEO or founder of Oracle, Larry Ellison, Steve Wozniak, John McAfee, who created security bought by Intel. So many famous people who made our life change in the last 20 years here in America and in the entire world. I was able to meet them, speak with them, which I would never even dream about that actually possible. Coming from Russia, having an accent, and speak with the best of the best who changed in our life, that was amazing. That was probably my American dream coming true, and to be able to actually produce TV shows, and eventually we started to work on the movies, which we're going to bring on big screen, about life of Steve Wozniak. Perhaps even other famous people would like to do a program about Jay Leno, Oprah, Larry Ellison, Dr. Jabra, all of those people who actually would be talking about themselves on my TV programs, because I want to know what they have to say. and what they're going to tell to all over the world from the big screen, who they are, not what media perhaps want to say about them. So that's, as a scientist, I want to deliver their messages directly to the audience.
Yeah, I'm pretty amazed. I was looking at some of your photos on your social media pages. I'm pretty impressed you met Steve Wozniak and some of the other big names around Silicon Valley.
Yeah, I guess I'm lucky.
To meet them in person too. But
Yeah.
Tell us like maybe one or two things about like what you've learned from all these interviews that you've conducted over the years.
I learned that they're all hardworking people. They are willing to change themselves for better, and that they always think not about themselves only, but about other people and how they affecting their lives of other people, because they have to bring something which nobody heard of or thought of it. So I started to work with 1% of the people making changes in our life. For instance, venture capitalists who invested in different companies, and I was able to work on that. So it's kind of very nice, because it's always good to be with the people who trying to make changes for better right now as we speak. So they sleep less, they work more, they dedicate their time not only for their own benefits but others, so we can all share. And I like that a lot.
All right, so real quick, which do you like, radio or television better? Or
I
both?
like them both. I definitely like them both, but what I did for the radio part, I put that on YouTube channel, and I use it live stream as well, so people not only can hear us, but they can see us on many devices as possible, or it's phone devices or on TV. Well, TV is the same way. You can now not only see it on TV, you can be stream on online. So which is actually makes it much easier when you do that.
Yeah, totally. Media has really changed in more ways than one. 30 seconds or less. What advice would you have for anyone in your boat or your situation? Like any inspiring thoughts or ideas or just encouragement?
So I would say that all those people should definitely work on themselves, because the changes start within us. Never give up, keep learning, and keep accepting other people differences, learning the best, hard work, being smart, learning a lot, and good. That's what I want from others and myself.
All right, Olga, thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate your insights and perspectives. All right, we've been talking to Olga, media producer Olga Chirokova. And thank you for watching this week's episode of YourTV. We'll see you next time.